live.
Okay.
It's when I'm not.
You're not in trouble now. It's okay. So, first off, you just come off stage. How was it?
Amazing.
Is it first gig in Prague or?
It's the second gig, but the first gig we did was about 8 months ago in a small club that fitted, I think, like 500 people. So it was a totally different vibe.
Do you play the same kind of thing? You know?
No.
We play a much different set because something like this we've only got an hour, so we have to play a lot of our own records.
Every second record is basically
our own record, so it's jam packed with ours, and so you kind of have to think about it a lot more because especially because now we've recorded so many vocals on so many of our tracks that we don't want like a whole half an hour of our vocals, so we have to spread them out, keep the energy going.
You get pretty hype out there.
Yeah, we do. We get more excited than the people in the crowd.
I think we can't help it.
How does it work in the booth though? Because I ask this for all duos. Are you fighting to play the next record, or do you have a set? Or
well, tonight we did a little bit of fighting tonight.
We did, especially towards the end.
We haven't played.
Fighting is the wrong word.
Yeah, creative
differences.
Yes, like pushing.
And we actually spoke about the set before we got here because we knew it was such a short set, and then we changed it up towards the end anyway. But
so it was like, no, I want to play this one as the last song. I want to play this one.
Yeah, and it was like we got 20 minutes, so that's 4 records.
So
and we're like, I want this one. She's like, no.
Who won?
I won tonight.
Okay.
I kind of won. At least I got.
Actually, we had a good compromise.
We did.
Because you got TJR in.
I did. I love that record.
And I was going to compromise that record for another one. So, but we got both of them. We did a few quick mixes. Actually.
So it does always work like that. It's always like hot on the stage, deciding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feeling the fire, and it went down well, man. Well done.
It did go down well.
It went down really well.
I was like, Liv, are you watching this? There you go. No.
So, what's on your DJ tech rider then? Are you CDJs or?
Yeah, really basic. It's just CDJs and a microphone through the mixer because we like to affect our vocals as we chant or even as we scream to hype up the crowd. We like to kind of mess it up with,
and
just these.
Oh my god!
It used to be SDs, but we started to lose so many.
Yeah.
If you can't see them.
You don't take them out.
Exactly. So now we purposely have just USBs so we see the little ends.
And are you record boxed or do you
yes. Sometimes. Most of the time. When we have time.
Okay. So I've seen other interviews with you. You said that David Guetta was one of the guys that said, you should sort of step up and come out behind the shadows, and you did that. What was that process like though?
He did. We were working for him for his album. It was like a really clear project that we were dedicated to for quite a while. And we always knew we loved clubbing because we would go to his show.
We would see him in Ibiza.
And he would help us get in like VIPs all the time with his mates.
And this is even way before When Love Takes Over.
Yeah.
So, and then we started kind of sending him records. Oh, David, have you heard the new Sandovan or whatever?
Wasn't When Love Takes Over like an instrumental that you played out in Ibiza with Kelly Heard or something?
Yeah.
I think he played it in the south of France with Kelly. We were working with Kelly for her album. So we had no idea there was any connection between David and her. But then she gave us the tracks. She's like, they're David Guetta tracks. We
immediately were like,
let's work on this because we were big fans of Love Is Gone and Love Don't Let Me Go, World Is Mine.
All that was amazing. So
so we wrote the song, we delivered it to Kelly's label, and they didn't like it. They passed on it, and that's fine because someone's trash is someone's treasure. It's the way it goes. And then David called us 3 months later out of the blue and was like, girls, I love what you've done. I'd love to release it.
So, you're incredibly talented and quite casual about sort of how you take it sort of for granted your talent at songwriting. But what advice would it be for people that are kind of songwriting in their bedrooms and maybe not able to know Logic, or they're trying to break out and they don't necessarily know what they want to be, whether it be a DJ, because you've kind of
or even genre. So for us, genre was quite a big thing.
So how did you step out of that?
Because we didn't want to be genre specific. We didn't want to be just house or then electro house, and then because we love all kinds of music and like indie music we love. We're influenced in our vocals definitely from like indie artists.
But when you started, were you like a duo, like a twin sort of?
We always were a duo writing.
We always wrote together.
Yeah.
Because we just bounce off each other and we argue a lot in the studio, but when we both like something, feel like it's right.
Yeah.
So when you were approaching A&R and stuff to try and get your tracks, you were approaching that, look, this is the track for somebody else.
Exactly.
All the
Always.
time. We actually, like on the Armin van Buren project, was really interesting because we were so, at that point of our writing careers, we were really not very inspired by a lot of pop sounds. And we wanted to work, we were working with Universal with a particular A&R who represented Sophie Ellis-Bextor. And we were like, Sophie's come from the dance, from the club kind of world with Spiller, you know. We've got so many connections in that world, so let's bring them together. And so we actually went to her A&R and was like, look, and then approached Armin and was like, hey, you want like this pop star Sophie Ellis-Bextor on your album?
Why don't we start some ideas and finish them, and you know.
So that's how that collab happened, you know. And so we were always really like inspired by the two worlds to bring them together, because we had a lot of connections more in the pop world. Even when Callie had a whole lot of ideas she wanted to work on, you know, and she was like, what do you want to do? And the second she said, oh, you know, I met a guy called David Guetta in France, and we were like, this is a really cool look. So I think it was kind of interesting how our worlds did come together.
How they collided, yeah.
And now it's cemented. It's like it's
and now it's there. You know what I mean?
and it's like Nervo, the songwriter, DJs. It's not. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be any separate things now.
Yeah.
So are you like to sort of finish up with it? What are you working on now? Are you still writing for other people? Are you still doing
Well,
this?
we really enjoy writing for others.
But we're
Can you
focusing
say
on
what
our
you're
album.
working on?
Well, the thing is now, because we've signed a record deal, so there's a lot of
That's after
time
Nervo.
constraints
Yeah.
and a lot of pressure just on us to deliver a record, an album. And it takes time. So at the moment, we've been just prioritizing our stuff.
Is it difficult to decide when you have a song? Is this for us or is it for somebody else?
Yeah, totally. Especially now because our stuff and our audience is getting more and more dancey or clubby. That we're finding we don't want the album to be full of 128 foot on the floor bangers. Like we want a few dance floor pleasers there, but we also kind of want to bring it down.
to feel more artistry.
But then the
Yeah.
pop world is getting tougher.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of they're catching up with you and you're sort of
Yeah. So it's interesting. You know, we've got so many ideas, and I think at one point, which is not our forte, is we just
need
have
to
to
pick.
sit back and just pick and then go with it.
I guess that's your label helping out there, won't it? They'll
Yeah.
say, look, sound like it.
Yeah.
Okay, final,
Let's not have that up.
final question that I've been asking everyone. Worst gig you've ever had? You don't have to
Worst.
mention countries or anything, just like, you know, like you've
I
turned up
know
and there's
one.
no decks or everything.
Oh, look.
Oh,
It wasn't really technically bad. Well,
A disaster. Have you had any DJ disaster?
No, not really disasters. I think
Tonight's beginning was pretty bad.
Oh, because there was an introduction playing as we started.
So
to
we
play.
start mixing into Tommy, you know, his last track, and we start mixing in, and we start with an a cappella, and then we mix in another track pretty quickly. And
We didn't realize
we
that
didn't
they had an
realise
intro.
They had an intro with a beat and everything.
And we didn't know where it was
And
coming
I thought
from.
we were train wrecking. I'm like listening in my headphones. I'm like,
No, 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 no.
Next thing I know, guys, like an intro started. Sorry, girls, it's going in. We were so far into our mixing that I didn't know what to do, so we just kind of wrote it out. I turned it up louder, and hopefully ours is louder than their intro.
But I think another funny gig of ours was quite recently. I always remember the recent ones, you know, when we were in this club, tiny club, and there was a glass barrier in front of us.
Oh,
And there were only Liv, myself, the lighting guy, and one other person kept kind of coming into
he
the
kind of
booth.
ran the club, ran the night.
And I think he had eaten something really bad and was
Farting.
terrible smell, farting the
That's
whole
good.
time.
of our set, and we were stuck behind this glass. Sorry, Mim.
Yeah, no.
This glass wall.
Tiny.
Literally going to vomit, like, because we're all really
And I-
excited, jumping around.
I kept looking at Liv going,
What? And I'm looking at him going, oh, it's not me. I couldn't work out who it was, the light guy or the guy who kept coming in.
So they built a box just for this guy to fart
it was
in.
the corner of a club. Literally, you could only fit crammed in. You could probably fit 5 people. There were
Actually, that was the worst.
5. There were probably 4 people in there. Someone had bad bowels, and we were paying for it.
Oh.
And then what happened is people would spill, like the lighting guy kept spilling his drink. And it kept like filling up on the floor, and there was like a layer this thick of like beer. And so my feet were like completely wet the whole time. But whatever, we have a shower at the end of the night. It's not that bad.
But I felt pretty disgusting that night. Yeah.
Me too. Gas chamber.
What's next? What's next for the rest of the year?
A few records.
Oh, records. A few collaborations. And we're moving to Ibiza again, which is our
Dream
our
come true.
being. Yeah, dream come true.
And so you've got a residency there?
Yes, Ushuaia. Have you been?
Yes.
Yeah, of course we have. Yeah, so we're really excited. We're playing with David. Bless him. He supports us. He has supported us from the
So
beginning.
it's via his night at the...
Yeah, on Mondays we're playing with him, and then on Thursdays we have our own night, Nervo Nation at the Tower, which is a free party, which we're so excited about because we love free parties.
It's true.
It's just a cool vibe when people don't have to pay
Especially,
tickets, you know.
Especially in Ibiza where it can be expensive.
especially now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know how we could have done it with.
No, we couldn't have done it
When we were
6 years
raving,
ago when we
yeah.
were broke. There's no way.
broke like songwriters
Or
without.
maybe we could have if you go to DC10 and you spend the whole night there.
Yeah.
But if you want to check out Ushuaia or, Pasha or the places
Yeah.
that charge a bit more.
So plenty of places to see then. You're touring after Ibiza all winter
Yes.
as well, I guess.
Yes, loads of festivals. Oh no, we're going to take time off. We've already got the first 2 weeks of October off.
Yes.
But
And we're going to a yoga retreat in Sri Lanka.
So I think we're going to need it after
the summer.
Definitely going to need
And
it.
then we're basically from mid-October onwards, just knuckle down on the album to try and get it done by the end of the year so we can have it out first thing next year.
We have a beautiful collaboration, I feel, with Marco Lees.
Yeah.
And we're just really excited about that because it's totally different. It's deeper, it's houseier. It like the main mix won't suit our sets, our peak time sets, but we'll do another mix that will. So we're really excited about that. And we have a few more records spaced out and then hopefully an album first quarter of next year.
next year. Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us.
Thank you.